Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Bad Boy Gaming. I'm Joey Moss. We have a lot to discuss today, but I'm going to try to go through it rather quickly. There's at least 30 cards that I'm going to go through today. And some of the prices have gone way up, and quite a few have gone way down. And also some surprises along the way. Let's get into 3 honorable mentions that were not on the top 25 list at the time of pre-release. Coming in number 1, Shifting Ceratops. It was below $2 before the pre-release. This card, believe it or not, it is actually appearing in a top tier dinosaur deck. I know, it's amazing. Dinos have been appearing in the top 8 several times. I think twice already, back-to-back weeks. They are performing quite well, and Shifting Ceratops happens to be almost always a playset inside of those kind of builds. $4.01. This was only $1.50 at pre-release time. Nightpack Ambusher, great card. Those flash builds, typically Simic, or always Simic, are running these copies. Basically, you just cast spells on your opponent's turn. And this thing is no exception. You cast it on your opponent's turn as well, and just have it sit there. And then when it's their turn, or when it's your turn, you don't cast nothing. So then you're able to get that 2/2 green wolf creature token, which becomes a 3/3. And the more Nightpack Ambushes you have, the more threatening you become. And then the whole while, you just control the board. It's pretty sweet. Shondra Layline of Flame, $5.22. It was $2 day before pre-release. And this card's just seeing a lot of play, especially in those elemental brews. We're going to cover that a little bit more in depth when we get to certain cards. But yeah, the old Reef is definitely taken off, and Chandra combos with it quite nicely. So $5.22. It was as high as $9 at one point. Interesting to note. Last honorable mention, there's 4. Field of the Dead, $3.35, only 79 cents at the time of release, pre-release. Crazy. Yeah, Scapeshift decks are just nutty. Did I say Spanish? Yeah, sure. Basically, you just drop a bunch of lands down using Scapeshift and whatnot and cycling them out. And then you drop a bunch of these 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. They just splash the board. It's kind of a broken mechanic. I made a deck on it. If you guys want to check it out, by all means, go ahead. Moving on. So this is the 25, I think there's 26 cards here in all, that in order from least expensive to most expensive at the time of pre-release, and then what the cards are valued at now according to the market price. So $3.01 was ElvishReclaimer. I had a little bit higher hopes for this card. Unfortunately, it has gone down to $1.45. Still sees play, though. Cavalier of Night. This is a 5-drop lifelink 4/5. Man, it's a pretty cool card. I didn't think that much of it at the time, but it went up like 30 cents. I know, it's crazy. $3.77. At least some cards are going up in value, because as you're going to see on this list, the majority are going down. But that's kind of common when it comes to standard and a set that just drops. Next, we have Tail's End, $3.60. This was one of the cards I think that would be great for sideboards, you know. But unfortunately, unless we see a crap ton of legendary spells coming up in this Throne of Eldraine, I don't think Tail's End's going to see a lot of play. And really, when you think about it, I mean, how often do you come across a legendary spell or triggered ability? I mean, like I said, this whole fairy tale world is going to have some legendary creatures for this thing to see play in standard. 64 cents it dropped down to. Ugh, yikes. I know. Next, we have Steel Overseer, which has been around for quite some time. It was $16 at the time at the time of pre-release. It was the only copy, also, Steel Overseer, from Magic 2011. Where is it sitting at now? Boom! $2.24. It has gone down. Well, surprise, it's a reprint. But this is probably the time to buy this card right now. Again, the price was $16 in Magic 2011. The price is now $10.44. So that's what the price of this card's seeing. I am anticipating artifacts. Artifacts being a big thing in the next meta. That's where some of my speculation lies here. Embodiment of Agonies, $3.85. This thing is very similar to a Tarmogoyf, although the casting cost is a bit different and, asking a bit more for the 2 swamps here. But this is one of my own personal speculation pieces. This is one card that I'm actually putting some pennies into, believe it or not. I was talking to the guy at my LGS, the owner, Chris, and we were just, spitballing back and forth one day. And this is one of the cards he brought up, and I could not agree with him anymore. So, I went out there and purchased quite a few of them. So, don't just go out there. I mean, I'm speculating, but I'm not selling my cards right now. So you're not going to be getting any of my copies if you do end up purchasing any of these. But for anyone out there crazy, man, 54 cents is a really, really low price. And if this card does end up seeing some play, which currently it's really not doing a heck ton in standard. It's really not. I tried building around it. It's just not there yet. But when it does appear in a modern deck or something crazy, if that does occur, believe this card is going to spike up like crazy sauce. $3.87, Scheming Symmetry. Yes. This is a weird card. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library, and puts their card on top of it. Of course, there's ways to block out your opponent from doing so. Archive trap, whatever. Okay, what is it at now? $3.28. That didn't drop too much. I think a lot of people are really holding back and speculating this card's going to do something, and for it to only drop that much, it's a really good sign for what's to come of this card in the future. Chandra's Flame Wave. Huh? I know. $3.95. I said it was a fluke back then. Was I correct? Is this card a fluke? Was this card a fluke? Of course, all right. Didn't take a genius to figure that one out. It was definitely a fluke. It's at 75 cents right now. Chandra's Flame Fury, over here on the other hand, $3.86. Very interesting to know. Now we have Rotting Raiga. Another card I was really hyped about. I did build a Thud Your Boss deck. And it works pretty great in that build, being able to just take this card and whip it at your opponent's face, or the other cards that are in the deck, your mom, your dad, all that stuff. It can get a little ridiculous. But, and it is seeing play, but really just not as much as I think a lot of people anticipated, having to discard every single turn, there's a lot of graveyard shenanigans, but it's just not there because there's no other ability with this card. Like, if it had Trample, believe this card would be great. If it had even Death Touch, even though you don't even need Death Touch on a 7/6, even if it had Death Touch, just something, throw something in the mix with this card, it would have been a much bigger appearance. It would have done a lot better. Next, we got Graft Digger's Cage. It was $8 back in Dark Ascension. And when it first dropped, it was $4.05. Where did this reprint go? Down the toilet. $1.51. Again, that's kind of typical of reprints, though. This is one of those cards that's slowly going to start ticking up again. It's just going to happen because it does see a heck ton of play outside of Standard. We have brought back $5.05. I thought this card would see a lot more play than it did. You get to choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that are put there from the battlefield this turn, return to the battlefield tapped. I thought that would be a phenomenal card to use. However, the community does not agree with that. It's at $1.11. That's not to say this card isn't going to go anywhere. It could shoot back up, back to where it was, but it's going to have to start seeing some play. And there's definitely going to have to be some good, return to the battlefield kind of triggers or something with some cards going on. Otherwise, this card's kind of doomed in Standard for now. Cavalier of Thorns, $5.25. 5-dropper. This thing's pretty cool though. It was pretty low at $5.25. I gotta say, for all the abilities and everything it has on it, I mean, it is pretty strong. And that showed to be true. It is seeing some play, even in an elemental builds and whatnot that are competitive. It's seeing like a 1 or 2 of. Sometimes I think I saw 3 of this before. It's a really good card. Nice top end for a deck. And there was a high at $14 at one point for this card. That was crazy. But I would expect this card to probably stay between $7 and $9 for quite some time. Next, we have Layline of Anticipation. It was $20. It only had one printing. It was $20 at the time it came out. Now, $3.46. And the other card, I can't remember the set it was in. Maybe M12 or something, perhaps. M13. Somebody help me out. But yeah, it's at $6.60 now. So holy smokes, did it go down. And it definitely went down quickly. $5.87 for Cavalier of Dawn. Now, this is a very interesting card. If I'm correct about Throne of Eldraine being something of the artifact sort, or at least in the next the next couple sets, the artifacts, really hitting standard heavy, which I don't see why they wouldn't. Why would you print the Steel Overseer? This card's going to be something sweet, especially if there's cards that, have triggering effects that allow you to return, like you return something back to the battlefield. What is it called? Something triggers when it enters the battlefield effects, This card would be great for that, especially if you're running an artifact build. But then again, artifacts really don't go with white. Kind of crazy. I know. They don't always synergize too well. I'm sure there's some decks out in Modern or whatnot. But currently in Standard, nothing much. But if you're able to, maybe to destroy one of your own permanents, and then you can throw this thing out, that's a 3/3. You would create that token then with your artifacts to go with it. I'm just saying that you got to think about tricks like that. You can't always think about, destroying a permanent means let me just get rid of one of my opponents. What could you do on your end? What could you do on your side of the battlefield? Those are things you got to think of. So this card definitely plummeted, $1.66. But if I'm right about this whole Throne of Eldraine stuff, personal speculation piece, man, $1.66. I picked up a few copies, and it's dirt cheap. Why would I not? I just think it's one of those nights that is seeing the least amount of play, but I think it could amount to something great, especially with artifacts coming back. Cavalier of Flame. Best part, it's not legendary. I don't know what I was thinking about that. But it is a 5-drop, like all the other elemental knights out there. $6.02, $1.94. It's not really seeing a lot of play. It's just not. I haven't seen it in, I don't think, any competitive builds. But it is something, I guess, fun you can play with, maybe, That's what she said, huh? All right, $7.04, Layline of Sanctum. So this thing, it was $25-30. It definitely needed a reprint really bad, because that's a pretty high price for a card. And M20 delivered. Where did it go to? $3.39. Yeah, well, that was kind of expected. Again, reprints, that's what happens. So Magic 2011 is where it first appeared. I guess that's for the other ley lines as well. So Magic 2011, now it's $12.24 in that set. $3.39 currently in M20. Next we have Omnis, Locus of the Royal. $7.30. His buddy Omnis, Locus of Rage, looking pretty studly also. But where did Omnis go? He went through the roof. Yeah, this is Reef's fanboy right here. Absolutely. And Omnis over there, Locus, he's at $5.27, but $13.30, nearly doubling in value, and a good reason. It's appearing in top-tier decks. When that happens, believe the price is going to go up. Also, I'm sure it's appearing in Commander builds as well. That's just what happens, especially with any legendary kind of creature. They can eventually make their way to Commander, where a lot of people play. I know. Yarok the Desecrated. Now, this thing has not seen a heck ton of play in Standard. There are a few decks out there. Don't get me wrong. I have seen it. But this thing's just kind of slow with it. I mean, because you got to get this thing out. And then after you get this thing out, then you got to start doing your other... I mean, you really got to build like some kind of control build around this, all while having entering the battlefield effects to go with it. So, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. Right now in Standard, it's looking kind of rough. But I'll tell you what will shine. Brawl. When Brawl hits, it's definitely going to shine. It's $14.39 right now, doubling in price. Best commander in set? Yeah, it's looking that way. I'd have to say so. Yeah, Zenithseeker. You know, what's crazy? I made an entire deck about this card about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, right around the time the set came out, on Arena, and I just accidentally deleted all the video. I should make another one, but anyway, that deck didn't really do so well. It was kind of fun, but it just wasn't really there. It just wasn't doing enough, It's a cool card. It's great that it could tutor up an angel card, demon card, and or a dragon card, and put them all into your hand. But I just don't think it's really got it. I mean, these kind of builds, you need to just you got to be running a bunch of board wipes on top of that. Because if you're running nothing but angels, demons, and dragons, they're all top end, man. They're all high CMC. And it just really makes for slow gameplay until you get to that point. And you can really lock up the board because you got a few of these things out that are just pesky and hard to get rid of, or just large and threatening, But outside of that, I think Commander players were like, no, man, this card stinks. That's why the price is $2.47. And I'm kind of laughing at the point. Yeah, no, it is not one of the best commanders in this set. Definitely not. $8.90 is Keithus. The Hidden Hand. That was such a crazy price. Again, we would have to see some legendary stuff coming from Throne of Eldraine in order for this card really to take off. Or some nasty build, would have to happen on the command zone or something, for Kethis take off. I think it did appear on one, and it did okay. Nothing crazy. But really, when you look at it, it's not that incredible of a card. And to fall all the way to $1.71 said this card just failed to launch. That's exactly what happened with it. The Hidden Hand, yeah, you stay hidden in no one's deck. Okay. All right, $9.18. Kaikar wins Fury. Another card that was, real hyped. All the mythics usually get really hyped. It's seldom that a mythic will be at a really low price point. I think Hydrid Krasis was. I think that was one exception. It was at like $2 or $3 at pre-release, like a year ago. And then just shot up like to $35 and then, stayed around $20, $25. That's a rare exception for that. But 918 shot all the way down to 284. I do expect these kind of cards, though, to go up as Brawl becomes a thing. I mean, I know it's still a thing, but is it really a thing? How many of you were actually playing Brawl? Not many of us. But when it does hit MTG Arena, yeah, it's going to be a heck ton of fun, and it's going to be more interesting to play. But will it really leak over into the LGSs? I don't know. It's a crazy question. We're going to have to find out. Rhiannon, Angel of Rebirth, Recursion Nightmare. Is it really? $10.25. This was the buy a box promo. $2.93. Shot way down. More like Angel Without Any Hope. Yeah, pretty much. We can call it Rhiannon, Angel of Nope. And now I do say here, LGS buy a box promos are looking more and more like a ripoffs. Hear me out on this. It is amazing and it is great. I support my LGS all the time. I spend hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands of dollars a month on box openings at my LGS. Okay, I definitely do my part and support them. So don't hate on me just yet for what I said there. If you can support your LGS, by all means, go and do it. But Wizards, if you are going to try to upsell the product, like, hey, not even upsell, but if you're going to try to make LGSs some money and have people return to LGSs where they would rather just go shop online because it's just cheaper, everyone knows that, at least give them a card that is gonna give them back some money in their pockets, man. I mean, let's do things the right way. A lot of these buy a box promos are sitting between $2 and $5, and an average LGS charges about $105 to $110 for a booster box, including a buy a box promo while supplies last. So with all that being said, is it really worth it to go out and get one of these when you can pick up one online right now, a Corset 2020 booster box, for $84 I found, the lowest on eBay. I picked up one because I wanted some content. People are yelling at me for not opening boxes. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll open some boxes. But yeah, $84. Compare that to $105, let's say, as a low. $100 even. Where's the value? Where's the perk for going to your LGS other than just making them happy, which is a great thing to do. Okay, but what's in it for you? It's the WIFM effect, WIFM. What's in it for me? You got to think about it that way. And what is in it? What is in it for you guys who are going out there supporting your LGS? Other than, yes, you have a place to play, I get it. But Wizards, what are you doing for us, man? What is it Wizards is doing for us? Not a heck lot. I think it was cool to at least introduce something where you got to buy a box promo or something that comes along with your box purchase. But really, come on, man, step it up. Make these cards a little better. Jeez, crikey, mate. Ajani, Strength of the Pride, is a 4-dropper. Life gain Ajani. 1137, man. Really, did you hold up to the hype? Ew, no. Ajani, you did not, man. Yeah, but no. It is in life gain decks and all that fun stuff. I built around it, and it's okay, but man, it's just kind of slow in the meta. It just doesn't do enough yet again. I mean, the perk really is getting that other, is getting out a Pride Mate and just making it get crazy. And gaining life is pretty sweet also, and all that good stuff. And the 0, if you can use that, I mean, that's just shenanigans, man. You're about to win the game with that. But it is kind of tough to really get this to work. The synergy is there, but it's just slow and kind of clunky. It just really doesn't do enough. That's all I'm saying. 1286, Chandra, Awakened Inferno. Oh, baby. What are you at now? So there was not crazy amount of hype around this card at pre-release. I'll tell you that. There was some, but not a lot. $17.20. I remember at one time it was $35. I'm like, are people out of their mind? Yeah, it's a great card. It is seeing now a little bit like 1 and 2 ofs in some top tier decks. But really, I don't know. It's hard to say. The greatest thing, the spell can't be countered. And it's like a ticking time bomb against your opponent. Because whenever you +2 it, you're dropping this emblem where it's dealing 1 damage to them. I mean, it's a pretty nasty card. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I don't think it's really going to jump too much higher than $20. I just don't see that. Shondra Acolyte, though, that's the all-star. Soren, $13.62 at pre-release time. He is seeing a heck ton of play. In standard right now in top tier decks, topping 8 all the time, sometimes 2 or 3 top 8 appearances. That is insane. $15.50. Didn't go up as much as I thought, even though he's getting a crap ton of play. I guess we're just waiting for something in Modern to take off for this card really to just blow up and hit the scene. But I don't think it's just not there yet. We will have to give it a little bit more time. But definitely in standard, this is a top tier deck for now. Until rotation, we got to be careful with that one. Mu Yanling Sky Dancer, 3-dropper. Most likely recurring character? Sure is. Where's she at? $8.43. Not appearing in too many decks. Really not appearing in too many decks. I think there is a lot of potential here for her still, but she's not there yet. She's just not there yet. We're going to have to, she needs something from the future. We have to go into the future and get her something that's going to really work with her in standard. Right now, she's just not there, man. It's that simple. If you could flash her in, if she had flash, that would be nasty. It would do something a bit more, but I don't think any Planeswalker actually has a flash on it other than giving everything flash. All right, anyway, Vivian Ark Ranger, 4-drop. This was one of the most expensive Planeswalkers at the time. I think the most expensive Planeswalker. $14.96 upon pre-release. It's got some pretty sweet abilities on it, but that triple green mana casting cost, I think, is really what's messing this card up. $2.91. I'm expecting a price jump from this card. I'm just saying. One of my other speculation pieces, I didn't invest anything in it, but I can see it going up. It's a mythic, it's really low, and we do have 2 cards that are about to rotate out that are Planeswalkers that do just this, and they're about to go bye-byes. So with them going bye-byes, say hello to Arkbow Ranger, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. And then we need mono green. Is mono green ever going to be a thing? It is like just complete mono green. Maybe in the next meta. And if that is the case, Vivian's going to really blow up. Lotus Field and Blood Sun, the combo that does work, amazing, but it's just not there. And you know why? Because the card is at $5.39. A lot of hype around Lotus Field over here. And yeah, it does synergize great with Blood Sun. I have built a deck with this, but I did not like the deck so much it never made it into a video because I'm like, there's just no chance I can actually be competitive with this thing ever. Joey Moss, you don't play rank. Shut up, Bill. No one cares. But nonetheless, it's just not there yet. Maybe in this next set, we're going to see something else that helps it out. I don't know what would have helped it out more than like something like Blood Sun. But the problem with Blood Sun, it's 3 to cast. I mean, and if you're running like 3 or 4 of these in your main board, just so you can play Lotus Field, you're already slowing yourself down a lot. And then, yeah, I get it. You jump up real quick with the boost from Lotus Field. But then what do? You have to be running some discard stuff as well. Otherwise, Blood Sun is just kind of useless. You get a card draw out of it. I mean, I guess that's not bad for 3 if it's a sitting duck in your hand. It's better than nothing, and it's cheaper than, well, it's more expensive than a cycling cost. All right. Anyway, guys, that is the entire... Oh, wait. Whoa! Hello there. Layline of the Void, 4-drop. Was $55. Magic 2011 Guild Pack. This was a reprint yet again. What happened to it? $16.37. Didn't really move a ton. Expect this card to continuously go up. It sees a lot of play. It was $55. Now it's $23.28 in Magic 2011 and $43.18 in Guild Pack. Something to note. All right, guys. Well, I do appreciate your time here. I always do. And if you do not enjoy my content, by all means, make sure you subscribe because around here we like to have fun. And if you like to have fun as much as I like to have fun, then why don't we all just have fun together and subscribe? Hooray. We'll see ya.